Welcome to Hip Hop Now Podcast. If you're from the future, you know what to do. Get your ass out of here. Don't disrespect the legend. Hip hop is here to stay. Let's get right into the business. What up, y'all? I am your host, Vegas, and this is Hip Hop Now Podcast, a podcast specifically designed to keep you caught up on all things hip hop, music, and culture. This is a Hip Hop Now Podcast bonus episode, and if you're a member on YouTube, well, you get to see it early. You get to see it before the good people who are, patiently waiting for hip hop content. To become a member, if you're on YouTube and you're watching this video right now, hurry up and click that how to become a member. Here you go, one more time. Boom. Hip Hop Now Podcast members. There are benefits to that, right? One thing is you can basically get access to content early on the channel. Also have some input on the production. Some input, not all, but that could be show topics, other specials, things like that. Of course, there's monthly fees. I hate to even say it like that, but it is. But don't look at it as a fee, a bill. It's supporting the content. Everything that I get from members, people buying t-shirts, whatever, other merch, all goes back into the production of this podcast. So you're not buying me no new kicks. You're not getting me a haircut. You're not doing any of those things. You're supporting the content that you like. So this is one of the ways by becoming a member to the channel. Big shout out to all the people. Oh, well, first of all, if you would like to check out some merch, you can do that as well. It's available right there on YouTube. It's also in the description of every episode. Big shout out to all the people who have subscribed to this podcast, whether you listen in audio form or you watch right here on YouTube. I appreciate you. But now it's time to get into the business at hand. A little while back, I did, I think originally it was like a live stream of some of my go-to albums, right? Albums in my collection that I frequently go to and listen, like it's that time of year, let me listen to this, let me listen to that. And I have a million of those. So I could keep doing that over and over because I have a music collection. I'm not trying to brag or nothing like that because most of it is digital. But it's extensive because I like a lot of music and it's not all hip hop. But this is a hip hop show, keeping things in the realm of hip hop. We have a special version of go-to hip hop albums for you today, and that's albums by Alchemist. Now, quick caveat. I know some of y'all really only exist on the internet, so whatever the conversation is, that's all you ever talk about. I've been down with Alchemist music for a very long time. Alchemist is just not what he makes now, and he's definitely not only a person who collaborates and produces albums for artists like the Freddie Gibbs series or producing with Currency or Boldy James, all these people Griselda, Conway the Machine really. But they and that could be a whole other list. There are whole albums that he's produced for artists that are pretty dope. But what I'm talking about here is more so Alchemist as a producer on display, and it's more like producer albums, right? So there's albums he put out that are instrumental albums. There are albums that he put out that are more so like the typical, I produced all these beats, I'm bringing all these rappers to rap over them. So here's 5 for me out of Alchemist's entire catalog. When I want to hear, Alchemist beats, whether it's just instrumental or Alchemist showcasing his beats with a bunch of dope rappers, I go to these 5. Starting right at the top, 2009, Chemical Warfare. I guess you can consider this like the first of a few, and I mean a very few, because he's kind of turned it into something else now as far as when he produces. But few albums from like back in the days where, you know, you had the DJ Clue album, the K Slay, rest in peace, Funk Master Flex album, Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was Alchemist situation. Chemical Warfare was crazy, right? Dropped in 2009, July 7th of 2009. 15 songs on here, 55 minutes, so it's not going to take up a bunch of time. But if you've never heard of this album, the features alone should make you go right to whatever streaming service you use, preferably purchase it, support hip hop. But Cool G Rap's on here. Snoop is on a dope song on here, so don't sleep. Prodigy, of course, Eminem, Evidence, Blue, Talib Kweli, 3-6 Mafia, Maxwell, the singer, Twister, Gang Green, which Alchemist has a pretty dope, you know, that's like his group. I don't think they got anything whack, to be honest, together. What else is here? Fabulous is on here, Dog Pound. This album is stacked with features, and when I tell you the beats are crazy, the beats are crazy. And this is more of the Alchemist that used drums, right? That had more of a variety. Like, if you think about Alchemist producing for Mobb Deep, that's the type of production that was on here. Not to say that I don't like a lot of what's out now. I'm just saying, if you're coming here with expectations of Alfredo, some of that vibe is here. But for the most part, this was Alchemist this is him in his prime, so to speak. So that's a dope project. Another one, that's a compilation in the same regard, released in 2007. So that one there was some earlier. So I'm kind of missing it because this is part 3 of the Cutting Room Floor. But part 3, to me, it's probably the dopest out of this series of albums. I said Chemical Warfare was number 1 in 2009, but I think these started like early 2000s. But Cutting Room Floor 3 has what was about like 26 songs. I think, because I don't know what this extra music is on the end of this. I don't know if I added this or what. iTunes be tripping. But whatever. 50 minutes in length. Features include Nas, Raekwon on 2 joints, Havoc, Mobb Deep, Cool G Rap again, Rick Ross, and Meek Mill. Blue is on here, Capone Noriega, The Large Professor, 50 Cent. Like, if you ever heard Mechanic on the 50 Cent G-Unit mixtape, Alchemist did that. The beat is crazy. It's like it's a gun cocking on that joint. It's crazy. I think I said Evidence. Evidence is on here. Action Bronson for Sean, Styles P. I'm saying, you heard the names, but more than the names, the beats are just crazy. The Alchemist was in his bag in the early 2000s. You think he in his bag now? In the early 2000s, you know, Alchemist was a force to be reckoned with on the production. Now let's go to a few others I have on here. Another one I have, and this one is strictly an instrumental album. It's a series called Rapper's Best Friend. It's called Rapper's Best Friend, an instrumental series by Alchemist. This is part 5, and this is probably my favorite. There's 12 tracks on here, 36 minutes, dropped in 2019. You don't need no more than 36 minutes of straight up instrumentals unless you're trying to sharpen your sword, like the Wu would say, which means you're practicing rhyming. Yeah, sharpen your sword, you know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, one of the joints on here that I didn't really pay attention to, but when Benny the Butcher dropped Tana Talk 2, right? Is it Tana Talk 2? I'm getting confused now. I know there's 3 of them, I think. But Tana Talk 2, Rubber Bands and Weights. I didn't realize it was on this mixtape because I mean, this instrumental album, because I hadn't heard it in a while. So when I went back, I was like, oh, and that's what's kind of dope about hip hop instrumental albums, especially Alchemist and Dilla too. But you find out, like, if you heard a song that you liked on an artist's album and you like, that album's crazy, that song is crazy, beat's crazy. And then you just happen to listen to one of these instrumental CDs and you're like, hey, Alchemist did that? That was on here first? And this album has a couple of them, including Imperious Rex off of Sean Price's album. It was the album, well, entitled Imperious Rex, but it dropped after he passed away. I liked it a lot. I I I don't know if people disliked it, but that song, the beat with Sean Price's voice and lyrics, pure, uncut, boom bap. Like, put it in my veins, okay? Don't put it in your veins. But it's metaphor. It's hip hop. It's a metaphor. But yeah, if you like instrumental albums, Alchemist, the series alone, Rapper's Best Friend, is dope. But Part 5 is my favorite. Just to rock out to and listen. Another one for me, this is more of a showcase album, also featuring a couple of artists. This is closer to an EP than anything. But nevertheless, I kept it on repeat in 2019 as Yacht Rock 2. The vibes on this joint. This is like, if you live in a place where the sun is out and it's nice weather, like generally all the time, or, it's summertime, New York, or if you own a home and you got a backyard, you're on the beach, whatever. Or maybe you just want to feel transported. Maybe it's winter and the weather sucks, but you got these dope headphones that you could isolate the cold and the sounds outside of that and just kind of go to some of those destinations, those warmer destinations I mentioned. This is a very dope hip hop album, production wise, that feels like that. Also includes some dope records from Big Boy, Action Bronson's on here, Willie the Kid, Gang Green again. Gang Green, I believe, is on everything except for the instrumental album. Boldy James, Rock Marciano, Benny the Butcher, Conway, Big Twins. I like Big Twins rapping over Alchemist beats. With that voice, he just sounds dope. But I love this joint. I go back to this frequently. Like, I might listen today. That's what it's like. All right. And the last one on my list, go-to album from Alchemist, another beat showcase, but also this one is like an instrumental album that also has rapping on it. It's almost like those different albums I named where, the instrumental album, straight up instrumental, but then you had these other showcases. This is kind of like both in the same. So there's a lot of beats and instrumentals. I mean, beats and instrumentals. I guess you can call them like vignettes or segues or interludes, but I'm talking about like musically, that weave in and out of beats, music, sounds, all these combination of things, and then a rapper just starts rapping out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, this is really good. And that album is Russian Roulette. Dropped in 2012. Let's see, 30 songs on here, but only 45 minutes. The majority of this album is really like an experience. Alchemist ain't made an album like this since, in my opinion. Features on here include some of the guys, AG, from Showbiz and AG. Evidence, Rock Marciano's on here. Who else? Guilty Simpsons is on here for Sean. And what I like about it, Durag Dynasty's on here. What I like about it is it just feels like an experience, right? Like, not, yo, let me go to this song and that song, skip this one. It feels like you have to listen to it without skipping, or else you're not getting the full experience of what he presented. And I just love the way it sounds. You know what I'm saying? It sounds like artistry. It sounds like somebody who had a vision beyond the other albums, which are pretty dope. Beyond, like, yo, let me just take all these hot beats, get all my favorite rappers to rap over them, and boom, it's dope. Yes. But Russian Roulette is more like you're so engaged in the soundscape he's created musically that when somebody starts rapping, it's almost a bonus. And I know back in the days, I used to feel like I don't even need the rapping. Just let the beats rock. But they do add an element to it. And there's some people who really don't want to hear, 30 minutes of just instrumentals, and I get it. But if you're a hip hop head and you get into all the things I just mentioned, it's a perfect album to just check out, ride to, listen to the elements, listen to what he's doing here and presenting. And I think you enjoy it. So those are my 5 go-to albums from Alchemist as I receive an email from Alchemist. Obviously, again, there are so many collaborations in his catalog, and maybe that's what I'll do next. What are your top 5 Alchemist albums where he displays his beats? It could be the collab albums, whatever. I just put your comments in the comment section below. We are at 20,000 subscribers. First and foremost, I want to thank you who have subscribed on YouTube, but we need more. Why not? So if you love this content and say, man, I want some more of that, subscribe. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you would like to become a member, the information is right here on the channel to become a member. There's also merch. If you're on the East Coast, you know what time it is. It's hoodie time. So you can get a hoodie. You can pick the color. You can pick the fabric. You can get a t-shirt. It's not just, here's a white t-shirt with the logo, here's a black hoodie with the logo. No, you can design your version of Hip Hop Now podcast merch. But I will say this, take advantage of the sales. On TeePublic, quite frequently, it's like 35% off. To me, that's the only time you should go and support the channel in that way. So if you're watching this live, super chats. You don't have to become a member, but super chats are appreciated. So with that being said, I am not a critic. I'm a fan. Peace.